Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We are going to be discussing building your FM training blueprint with IFMA. We are live today. If you're watching us from LinkedIn, welcome. I would love to know a little bit about you all. You can insert in the chat where you are joining us from. We have people that join us from all over the world, China, Philippines, and Europe, and Saudi Arabia. So I'd love to know where you're from. If you want to say hello, I will tell you a little bit about myself here today. My name is Lauren Kruger. I'm the Director of Sales Operations for IFMA. I've been with IFMA going on 9 years, so almost 10 years. I started in the membership department with IFMA, and now I am in our professional development and sales department. So I know a lot about the organization. If any of you have questions at all today about anything, I'm happy to answer them. Again, if you're joining us from LinkedIn or you've registered for this event, you can insert any question at any time in the chats or the comments. I will answer them as I go, and then there'll be a little bit of Q&A at the end. So thank you for joining us. My name is Lauren Kruger. I am actually located in Stavanger, Norway. My family moved here about a year ago, and Norway actually just celebrated their Constitution Day yesterday. So if any of you are joining from Norway, gratulerer med dagen, and we are going to get started here soon. I also want to mention that World Workplace Europe is coming up June 1st through 2nd in Amsterdam. I will be there. If any of you are in the area or attending, I'd love to meet you. If you want to reach out to me, we can have a coffee or just chat and see how things are going and talk about anything IFMA related. I'm happy to do so. Even if you're not attending World Workplace but are in the area and would like to learn more, please reach out to me and we can schedule some time to meet up and chat about IFMA and professional development training. We have a few people saying where they're coming from: Italy, Morocco, Mexico, Singapore. Great. It might be a little early for Mexico, so good morning to you, or late or early morning for you. And I also just want to mention that we have a new managing director. Lars actually been with IFMA for quite a while, but the IFMA EMEA center is new. So she is the managing director for IFMA EMEA. That has her contact information there. She has done a wonderful job with creating World Workplace Europe. She will be there managing everything as well. And if you are interested in anything to know about World Workplace Europe attendance or sponsorship, you can reach out to her, and she will be happy to talk with you as well. So a little bit about IFMA for those of you who maybe don't know anything. What does the initials actually stand for? We are the International Facility Management Association, and we are the most trusted and experienced facility management association in the world. We've been around for over 40 years, serving facility management professionals around the globe. We have over 20,000 members in 100 countries. We have 139 chapters, and chapters are going to be geographically based centers for IFMA members. So we have chapters all over the world: in China, in India, in Italy, in the United States. We have some in Africa. So if you are joining us from a country, it's likely there is a chapter in a major city near you. You can go to the IFMA website. You can reach out to us to understand if there is one near you. And those are great resources for you to meet and network with other local facility management professionals. A lot of chapters provide education meetings, networking opportunities. They put on a lot of their own events and conferences. So please look in to see if there is a chapter near you. And if you are not a member, it is something to look into to joining. IFMA is also committed to advancing facility management worldwide. That is our mission. That is what we do through membership, through our conferences and events, as well as our training and credentialing, which I will talk about today. And IFMA is the premier resource for FM professionals. We provide resources on current trends, training, and the networking with experts and peers. And I see a few more are joining us from India and Saudi Arabia. So welcome. Thank you. We truly have a global presence on this webinar today. So welcome. Again, if you are just joining, any questions at all during the presentation, you can insert them into the chat. I will do my best to answer them live as the question appears. But then we will also have some time at the end for some questions. So, what does it take to be successful in facility management? You have to have, facility management skills, and what goes into those skills? You need a passion for learning and staying up to date on industry trends. You need a solid foundation in the fundamentals of facility management, determination to make an impact in your organization, and confidence in your expertise verified by the training you undergo with IFMA and credentials. So I am going to talk mostly about creating a personalized training plan for yourself. I will touch briefly on our programs that IFMA offers, but I really want to discuss how IFMA is unique in building a training plan specific to your needs and where you are in your career and where you want to get to in your career. So IFMA has a new knowledge self-assessment that is going to help you determine how to map your knowledge. So IFMA has 11 core competencies of facility management. So of those 11 core competencies, this self-assessment is going to help you map your strengths so you can build a bespoke learning plan that is specific to you. So this assessment will help you articulate your training needs. It's going to be, we'll go into a little bit more in the next slide, but what you'll be able to do is when you've completed this assessment, you can actually print out your results and take it to your supervisor so that they can help understand what specific training programs that you might be interested in taking to help fill some of these knowledge gaps and really help create the plan for you and your supervisor to work with you on filling those gaps. So it's really going to help you understand your strengths in the 11 competencies and articulate what additional training you may need in any of those competencies. Benefits of tailoring your training is it's going to be unique to you. This is going to accurately map where your strengths, where some of your weaknesses are, so that you're not having to take a program that's going to cover everything under the sun. So you may already have a strong foundation and knowledge in, say, operations and maintenance, and don't want to buy a program that covers operations and maintenance because you are comfortable and confident in your expertise in that competency. You can, based on this assessment, you can pick and choose the competencies that you would like additional training in. So you get to gain knowledge where you need it and when you need it. This is going to, in the long run, save you time and money because, again, you're not purchasing one package that includes everything, including something you may already know. So you're accurately pinpointing what competencies you need to help gain additional training in any of the 11 competencies of that body of knowledge. And then a bonus is that it's going to save you from boredom and frustration. So you're not going to have to review operations and maintenance if you are confident in your expertise in that competency. So it's going to help you really focus on those specific training needs of what topics, what subjects, what competencies you're looking to gain additional training for on the job knowledge. So you've heard me mention this self-assessment. So this is going to evaluate your skills. And then once you've completed this questionnaire, it's going to create a blueprint for your training. So as I mentioned, IFMA has 11 core competencies in facility management. This self-assessment is over 300 questions, and it can take up to 2 hours to complete. So make sure you have set aside dedicated time to go through this self-assessment. You can save your progress at any time during this self-assessment and come back to it. So if something happens while you've set some time aside to take this and you need to leave to go take care of something, you can save your progress and come back to this questionnaire. So again, this is a self-assessment that asks you over 300 questions into the subjects and topics that go into what a facility manager's responsibilities and tasks would be in each of the 11 competencies. So it's going to identify your strengths and weaknesses within these competencies. And you'll see this numbering scheme on the side here. So as it asks you questions, you rank your understanding of that knowledge of that topic and subject by if you have no experience in it, if you have awareness of this, basic limited experience, immediate or intermediate practical application. This is something that you may have touched on or done within your job, but not on a regular basis. And then the remaining two are if you have advanced or expert authority in that specific subject or topic. So you go through each of these 300 questions and rank your knowledge on that subject and topic based on these this 5-point scale that you see here. So when you've completed this, it really will identify specific subjects and topics within the 11 competencies that you have knowledge and strengths in, and what specific subjects and topics you have weaknesses in. So this report can be shared, as I mentioned, with supervisors or with your team to help articulate what training you actually need. So this is a very useful tool. We have started promoting this and working with individuals who have already started their own self-assessment, and the feedback has been wonderful. We've had some of IFMA's qualified instructors also take this assessment so that they were aware of this new assessment, and they were blown away by it. They've had very positive feedback and have encouraged many of their students to also make sure that they take this self-assessment so that those students understand what training they may or may not need in any of the 11 competencies. So based on your results of this self-assessment, it is then going to help you define a map of training you may or may not need in your on-the-day job or in the future for your career. So this is going to help you understand whether you need just specific competencies, training in specific competencies, or help you determine if you may need a credential. So it can help you determine if you would need to start at the FMP credential or perhaps at the CFM level if you're ready to go for the CFM certification. We are in just a current phase 1 status of the self-assessment, and a future phase of the self-assessment will help you to also track any training you've already completed with IFMA. And actually, if you go into the program right now, one of the first questions will ask you what training or programs, credentialing programs, do you currently have or have taken with IFMA. So it takes into account any specific credentials you may have, any training you may have already done with the competencies, to take that into account as you go through the self-assessment. And a future iteration of this, it will, once you have say you take the self-assessment and then you go and take a training that it suggests. It will then, you can then populate that training you've completed back into the self-assessment to help you further define a path forward for if you would want additional training in any of the competencies or credentialing that you may need. So IFMA's programs, you'll see on the slide here that there are 11 competencies. As I've mentioned, these 11 make up the facility management body of knowledge. You'll see the first 4 on this top are outlined in red and have an FMP up on the top right corner. These 4 make up the FMP. So these 4, finance and business, operations and maintenance, leadership and strategy, and project management, are the foundational competencies of the FM body of knowledge. So every practicing facility manager around the world basically touches every aspect of these of this knowledge on their job on a daily basis. So these are foundational and critical for understanding your education, training, and skills within facility management. You do not have to take all 4, and your goal may not be to achieve the FMP. If you want additional training and knowledge in leadership and strategy, you can pick and choose specifically the leadership and strategy competency. So this is the beauty of IFMA's training, is that you can pick each one of these individually. You do not have to pick all of them. You do not have to pursue any credential. If you just want training in leadership and strategy, you have the ability to do so. And with each one of these programs, what all is included in it? You're going to get, they're all online. Everything you need to complete each one of these courses is online. There is no testing center that you must go and sit at. All of the final assessments are going to be at the end of each one of these competency courses. So each one is going to include the learning material. All of the books are online. There's chapter quizzes, progress checks throughout the course so that you can understand, are you grasping the concepts and topics as you move through the content in the course. As I mentioned, there is a final assessment at the end of each one of these competency courses. And when you complete that final assessment and pass it, it is going to then, you're going to be able to download a certificate of completion stating that you've completed that program, as well as a digital badge. So if you were to complete the real estate course, then you will be able to download a digital badge that says you've completed this program, and here are the skills and the knowledge that you've gained by completing this program. Some of you may have seen colleagues claiming their digital badge on LinkedIn, and you may be thinking, what is this? It's just a very unique way to share with your colleagues, share with your supervisor, share with the world that you've completed this training, that you've gained the necessary skills and knowledge from this training, and that it's just a great way to show those around the world, your supervisor, that you've done this training and you're helping to advance your career and your knowledge of on-the-job training. And I also want to mention that when you complete each one of these courses, they are accredited for ISET CEUs. So if you are someone who has a credential or certification from another organization that you need CEUs to maintain and renew that certification, IFMA's courses do offer CEUs, so you can use those CEUs to help maintain your certification with another organization. So I'm going to quickly talk about each one of the credentialing programs that IFMA offers. And I know we have the Essentials of Facility Management here on the screen. This is actually not a credentialing program. This is a training program. This is going to be 10 modules that make up the Essentials of Facility Management, and is really for those who are new to facility management or facility management adjacent. So we like to say that this is for those who have less than a year of experience within facility management. Or for those in maybe one of the technical fields, HVAC maintenance, and you're looking to expand your career opportunities into facility management. This would be a great course for you to take so that you can further understand key concepts, terminologies within facility management. They have a series that covers the management side of facility management. So, working with people in the workplace management. So it's a great program to introduce you to what facility managers do. The FMP, as I mentioned, is our facility management professional, and this covers those 4 foundational competencies of facility management. So we like to say that this is usually for any of those facility management professionals that have at least a year of experience. You certainly do not have to have 1 year of experience. There is no prerequisites for getting your FMP. This is going to be for someone that wants additional training and knowledge in those foundational competencies. The SFP is our sustainability facility professional, and this is for those that desire an impact to make an impact on your organization's economic, environmental, and social bottom lines. Sustainability is a very hot topic. That is in the world today, especially within the built environment. And the sustainability facility professional is going to actually give you actual projects and takeaways from this program that you can implement immediately within your organization. And then we have our CFM, our Certified Facility Manager. This is a certification program. So the FMP and SFP are what we call certificate programs. All of the training that you need to complete, the final assessments that you need to complete for the FMP and the SFP are online. There are no testing centers that you must go to. The training, the final assessments are within when you purchase the FMP program and the SFP program. The CFM is different. The CFM is a certification. So you must meet certain eligibility requirements for the CFM. And I'm going to go a little bit into them in the next slide. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that then. But I also want to just mention that the FMP, the SFP, and the CFM are all globally recognized and ANSI accredited credentials. So what does that mean? ANSI is the American National Standards Institute. It is an arm of ISO, if you're familiar with ISO. And so what ANSI does, it provides an unbiased review of IFMA's credentials. They, have to review every bit of documentation, policy, the process that IFMA did to develop these credentialing programs. So they review our subject matter experts, our commission boards for each of these credentials, our policies, how we conducted our global job task analysis, how they conducted the item banks and question writing. Every bit goes into reviewing our entire process for these credentials. So what that means is someone has basically come in and said, yes, these credentialing programs meet a level of standard needed to understand that these are global credentialing programs. So it is protecting the integrity and the value and the reputation of this credential that you receive. So you may have a credential from another organization around the world, but if you do not know that they are actually an accredited credentialing program, meaning someone has reviewed everything that goes into creating that credentialing program, you don't actually know if that credential is meeting a level of standard needed for a credentialing program. So this is a great value add to receiving any one of IFMA's credentialing programs. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the CFM and then the path to getting to the CFM for those that have the CFM certification as your goal. As I mentioned, the CFM does have eligibility requirements. You must have at least 5 years of experience in facility management. And when I say that, you really should have 5 years of experience in the majority of the 11 competencies that the CFM exam tests your knowledge on. So it's not just as simple as having 5 years of experience. You really should have the knowledge and skills within the majority of the competencies. And so when you go to submit your CFM application, that application is going to ask you how many years of experience you have within each one of those 11 competencies. When you submit that application, we do have staff that review that application to ensure that you do meet the eligibility requirements. Once that application is approved, then you have 90 days to sit for that CFM certification. So check your eligibility. Do you have 5 or more years of experience in FM and 5 or more experience within the majority of those 11 competencies? If so, you are eligible to take the CFM certification. There is no training required to sit for the exam. You do have to go to a testing center in order to sit for that CFM certification. We do have locations globally. You can go to the IFMA website. Prometric Testing Center is who we use, and you can see if there is a testing center in a major city near you. If you do not have those 5 years of experience, do you have 3 or more years of experience in FM? And if so, do you have a bachelor's or a master's degree in an accredited facility management degree program? If you have a degree from an accredited facility management program from a college or university and have over 3 years of experience, you are also eligible to take the CFM. If you do not have a degree from an accredited FM program and have anywhere from 1 to 4 years of experience within facility management, then you're going to fall within additional training categories before you're eligible to sit for your CFM exam. So those other training courses are going to be the core competency courses that I've talked about in the previous slide. So we have the 7 courses here, and then we have the 4 that make up the FMP. So if you do not yet meet the eligibility requirements for the CFM certification, you can explore additional training in the competencies as you continue to work in your professional role and wait to become eligible to sit for that CFM exam. If you have less than 1 year of experience, we do recommend the essentials of FM. However, you do not have to start at the essentials. If you have a basic understanding and working knowledge of what a facility manager does, what those key tasks are, you can start at the FMP level. There is no prerequisites, no eligibility requirements for that FMP credential, nor the SFP credential. So if you pursue training and knowledge, what or any of the credentialing programs, what do you get? You get a performance boost. 74% of employees feel their team's overall reputation improves by going through IFMA education. There's a 12% increase in employee performance, and 70% of organizations rate IFMA credentialed employees as having statistically significantly higher performance. So these are great statistics to bring to your supervisor if you're looking to build the case for your company or your supervisor to support training and education through IFMA. This is great information to share with them. And this is all conducted through a research report that IFMA did that surveyed individuals that had taken or had achieved an IFMA credential and what the statistics and the performance boost that they received, what that ROI was from having a credential from IFMA. So IFMA supports you on your learning path. Your success is our success. Your story does not end with IFMA from purchasing the program. IFMA is there to support you throughout your entire journey, your entire learning journey. We have study guides to assist you, to help you schedule time to complete your credentialing program or your training program. We have worked with individuals to develop this study guide so that it can help you organize your time. Facility managers are extremely busy. And then on top of that, you have a personal life. So we want to make sure to help you understand how you can schedule, whether it be just little chunks of a time throughout the week to help you study and progress towards completing that program. We have engage groups to help connect you with credential holders and others earning their credentials. So if any of you are members of IFMA, or even if not, and you've just heard about our Engage platform, this is an online community specifically for members of IFMA to network with those around the globe. And we've created specific Engage groups for those pursuing an IFMA credential. So it's a great way for you to log on, to chat with others going through the program, to maybe pose questions, get advice, find those also going through the program and starting online study groups. Having someone to help hold you accountable to completing that program is a great way to help complete that program. So these Engage groups on IFMA's Engage platform are great opportunities to help you stick to a plan and complete that program. Again, this Engage community is only for members. So if you are not a member of IFMA, this may be something that you look at joining to take advantage of some of the benefits that membership offers, because it will also help you as you progress through training and your career. We also offer instructor-led classes. This is to help. We have training affiliates around the world, organizations that are approved to conduct IFMA's training programs, as well as IFMA's chapters. And this is, again, that local resource for you to help attend, whether it be an in-classroom training for that program or an online training for that program. So we have a myriad of resources to assist you as you go through your learning journey with a training or a credentialing program. IFMA wants you to succeed. We want you to have those designations after your name so that you can prove to the world, to your supervisor, that you have those knowledges and skills and IFMA's credentials that are backed by ANSI accredited third party to show that you have that standard, that gold standard of training in facility management. And you heard me mention training affiliates. So why choose an approved IFMA education training affiliate? So these are going to be organizations around the globe that can conduct IFMA's courses, training courses for you. They are the most trusted and experienced facility. They're conducting the most trusted and experienced facility management programs. These are IFMA's programs. We work closely with these organizations to vet them, to help make sure that they are conducting these courses to the standard that IFMA demands of all of our training programs around the world. So these materials that they are securing are from IFMA. They're materials that are developed by practicing facility managers from IFMA's subject matter experts. If you were to go to a training organization that is not an approved IFMA education training affiliate, I cannot tell you what content you're receiving, how that program was developed. I can't tell you the qualifications of the instructor that's teaching that program. I can guarantee you the quality and the level of assuredness from IFMA's programs if you were to attend these through an approved IFMA education training affiliate. Not only do they use IFMA's materials, but they are taught by IFMA and qualified instructors. So these instructors have also been vetted. They go through a rigorous process to be able to teach these programs, and going to an approved training affiliate to learn, to get the training for these courses, whether it be in the classroom or virtually, is going to be of benefit for you. And you can view our list of training providers at our website. It'll also be at the end of the presentation. So take advantage of special savings today because you've sat through this presentation with me. We are offering discounts on our education and credentialing programs. You can use your training 50 to get $50 off our Essentials series. So that was the Essentials training program that I mentioned a few slides back. You can also use this to get $50 off one of those FM competency courses. So these are going to be the 7 competency courses that are outside of the foundational 4 that make up the FMP. You can use your training 100 to get $100 off the SFP bundle or the FMP bundle. So if you are someone that wants to pursue that FMP credential program, you can use this discount code to get $100 off. And when you purchase the bundle, you get all 4 foundational competency courses. You can also use this code to get $100 off the core competency course bundle. So if you are someone who knows you want to go through each one of those competency courses, you can use this code to get $100 off the bundle of the 7 competency courses. These discounts are valid through the end of May, so you have a couple weeks to decide if you want to use this discount code and purchase the training programs. This also gives you time to actually go through that self-assessment so that you can understand where your strengths and weaknesses are within the facility management body of knowledge so that you can decide, yes, I want to go for my FMP, or I actually only really want 1 or 2 competency courses. So this gives you that time to do that and then to use this code by the end of May. I should point out you are not required to be a member to receive these discounts, but if you are a member already and are looking at what training you can do, you will also receive these discounts off of that member pricing. So we do have member pricing and limited pricing, so that other pricing is going to be for those who are not members of IFMA. So if you have any questions at all about IFMA's programs or the credentials, we are here to assist you. If you just want to talk through your experience and your background and understand where you should start, we're happy to walk you through that as well. The website to IFMA is ifma.org. We also have our course catalog that you see here, fm.training. We have a number of other courses on our FM catalog that are not in depth, the level of training that requires, 15 hours of study time. We have a number of short video courses within our catalog that are built on trending topics within facility management, and they meet they fall within one of those 11 competency categories. So a lot of these video courses are previous sessions from our conferences and expos, or like I mentioned, specifically developed courses from trending topics within facility management. We also have a PDF that you can download. It's called Convince Your Boss. It has a number of those stats that I talked about earlier to help convince your supervisor that to support your training with IFMA. So you can print that out, you can email that to them so that they understand the benefit of training within IFMA as well. And then the IFMA EMEA website is at the bottom there. If you'd like to learn more about sponsorship opportunities or chapters within the EMEA area, you can go to that website to learn more as well. IFMA does offer group pricing. So if you or a colleague or multiple colleagues within your organization are interested in training, please reach out to us so that we can secure the best pricing for you. We do offer discounts in 2 or more. So if you have a colleague that is interested, send us an email to corporateconnections@ifma.org, and we can help you understand what pricing you would have on those programs. And that is the end of the presentation today. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions at all, you can insert them into the chat now. Or if you think of something later, you can email the Corporate Connections team or insert your comment back onto the LinkedIn chat. We will monitor those for the next day or so to make sure that we've answered all questions. So thank you for your time today. And I hope you have a good rest of your evening, afternoon, or day. Thank you.